Welcome to Call of the Pen. Today is Tuesday, June 25th. Holy crap, shit's flying by. And we have a very special guest today on, former teammate, Aaron Nola, fresh off the triple play, who gave stone-faced triple play last night. He says he smiled when he got in the dugout, Steve, but I don't know. If I'm making a triple play like that, I think I'm celebrating the hell out of that on the field. What do you got
no
on
doubt.
No, you're not. Your stone face is a gift.
No, he embellishes way too much. Maybe behind the scenes. I don't think I've ever seen him smile like in all the years of competing against him though. I've watched a lot in the in the locker room when he's on TV. I'm walking out to the bullpen and all that stuff, and dude's locked in all the time.
During COVID, I laughed a lot because you just had to somehow embrace playing for
not you, Aaron.
Oh, Aaron, yeah, that guy gives nothing.
No, I give it nothing, man. I give it nothing. But yeah, I smiled a lot in COVID too. That was actually that was a fun year for us because we just sat in the stands in the dugout. Not the dugout, the clubhouse all game.
That's true. Well, remember we're playing against you guys, and that's when we got locked down. We were all infected during the first series of the year against the Marlins.
Oh yeah, you were with Miami that year. Yeah, that was freaking brutal.
And then we got locked in that hotel for 10 days.
Good gosh. Yeah,
so tell us about the triple play where you're like first and third, nobody out. You're stressing a little bit, and then it's like it's over.
Well, yeah, facing Veerling, that's old teammate of mine, and obviously the guy can run. So I'm like, try to get him on the ground. I don't know if we could induce a double play here because he might beat it out. And I saw him scoot up on the box. I'm gonna talk to him a little bit later today, but I saw him scoot up and his foot was like on the white line, and I was like, I got to run the ball in right here. So I ran it in, and he broke the bat, and I caught it low, and right when I checked third, McKinstry was like halfway, and obviously first base was in my line of sight. First, I threw it to first. I saw Kelly stop, and then McKinstry just took off running. So I'm thinking he probably thought it bounced because people in our dugout thought it bounced too. But I don't know, man. It happened so quick. I never induced a triple play. I just been seen two of them since I've been with the Phils.
That's incredible. You know what would have fired me up? You just saved yourself how many bullets you think in that outing?
Oh, who knows?
With one pitch.
Who knows?
Right? That's what excites me. If I'm a reliever, I'm like, dude, I'm good for tomorrow after that.
Yeah. He just went 7. He just probably saved at least one reliever for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I know. Awesome. That was pretty cool. I had a 3-pitch inning against New York this year too, which is I've never had that before. And the triple play was cooler, but the 3-pitch inning was like the quickest inning I've ever been a part of.
Who were the hitters?
It was, I think it was Starlin Marte. Starlin Marte got a base hit. I think I got one out on the first pitch. Starlin Marte got a base hit, and then Alonso hit into a double play.
Oh, nice. Alonso loves to swing on, like he loves to hit off you, so that's nice.
He does. He does love.
He's
done really well off me. Sinker away that miss down and in, and he rolled over it. Thank goodness.
Yeah, so he's a big leak back sinker guy. He loves those leak back sinkers.
Oh, he loves them. Yeah, he loves all my pitches.
Veerling must have been looking curveball off you. I'm guessing if you have some kind of percentage on something out over in the count. So that's weird that the guy would just get on top of the plate like that.
Yeah, probably. I know. I'm gonna ask him, but he did it his first AB too. But I ended up throwing that curveball, and he grounded out.
Oh. And then your cutter usage has gone up, I feel like, this year.
It's gone up, man. Yeah. I've had to throw that a little bit more. I think I broke it out in 21 a little bit, but
you did.
It wasn't. It was like super inconsistent. I didn't really have a feel for it. And then 22, threw it a little bit more, and then last year I threw it a lot more, and then this year it's up a little bit. So just trying to get a feel for it. It's a little bit harder this year than it was last year. I feel like it's the command's a little bit better.
Yeah, on lefties, I guess, and that's what you wanted it for.
Lefties and righties, yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, sinker back, cutter off. That's a good combination.
Yeah.
To tunnel that sucker.
Yeah.
Hey, question for. Well, I grew up an only child. Don't have a brother. I know your brother. He's what a guy, by the way. But I have to ask. Hopefully, you're not sick of answering this question. I was watching YouTube video earlier today of you facing him in 2022 in the NLCS. What was that like? That's insane.
uh, that year I faced off against him, I think mid-season. That was the first time I faced him before. So that was kind of, it was different, man. It was kind of nerve-wracking at first, but
You punch him
after
out in
that,
3 pitches the first time, right?
I did, yeah.
I'll say
I
it.
did. I did. Yeah, so we faced off then, and then obviously the NLCS. So I faced him three ABs that first game, and then in the CS, it was just kind of like it's the CS. Like I'm obviously kind of put that aside. I'm trying to get you out, but he got me. I think I got
Yep.
him out the first time, and then he ended up hitting that. I think he hit that single that scored Kim, and he kind
hit
of
and run.
opened that ball game up for them.
So you pitched him backwards the first time around. Second time around, you got him 0-2. You trying to blow his doors off? Do you remember?
Blow
Like,
his
hey,
doors off.
he's gonna pay the price right here.
Well,
And
I
then
tried
whack.
to backdoor sinker him, and I left it up a little bit,
Oh, okay.
and then he hit it over second base. But I mean, I guess that dude knows me better than anybody. I mean, once he started catching, he was catching me a lot in the off season. So I remember the first time I faced him, I struck him out, and then I think I threw him a curveball, and he like lined it out to third base. And then the next time I threw him something else, he lined it out to third base again. And then in 23, um, no, in the CS maybe he had hit another ball hard. So I'm like, gosh, dog, this guy's all over my stuff, man.
This guy.
Like no matter what I throw.
You can't let his little brother get the
No, I
upper
was gonna
hand.
start him off with a curveball. I just blew his doors on the first at bat. He'd probably think I'm gonna go back to it, but I don't know.
That's awesome, man.
How was
I
the
love it.
World Series? I mean, I'm sure I've never got to play in it, but how was the World Series? Like just the vibe of Philly, something that you guys, because you went through when Philly was just not very good at all, and then you just been through
Yeah.
the whole rebuild, and then all of a sudden you guys reached the World Series. I mean, how much just to be part of the rebuild, and then you guys became amazingly hot and good, and now right now you guys are probably the best team in baseball. But just the vibe in the city, and how was for the World Series? How was that?
Dude, it was unreal. Like it was. I mean, everybody knows Philly. Like the time, Kance, you were over with us. Like a lot of booze and stuff like that. You know, it's tough place to
A lot of
play, obviously. But man, I'm telling you, when we were in that playoff run and then the World Series, there's nothing like that stadium. It was insane. I think that year when we beat the Braves and the DS, they had people like climbing up the overhang, like the bars on the overhang.
Are you serious?
Wow.
It was wild though, man. That place gets so loud. It was it's so addicting to play in. Like you just keep wanting to play at home. But no, I've been fortunate enough to come up in 15 when I came up in a rebuilding era for a few years, and then be where we're at right now. It's pretty special to see and be a part of. But yeah, I think that year nobody really thought we were going to be in it. I mean, we just squeaked in like I think the last series of the year. We were playing Houston, and then Milwaukee had to lose, and Milwaukee lost. So we squeaked right in, and then got hot.
So that takes me to my next question of how you guys got hot. You know, George Rorty was the manager at the time. Was it just like, I mean, I was there and I know what the vibe was. We had one game with Rob Thompson and I think we beat the Mets. And obviously he let me pitch the eighth inning, you know, smart guy. And then, well, then I think we all know Joe is just a little, he's intense. So I think it seemed like a little bit of breath of fresh air when Rob came up, and he's a very personal manager. And I feel like guys want to play for him. It's kind of what the vibe was like. Like the stress was the stress was off. Like the guy, I mean, the negative energy kind of leaves, and then here's this guy that's very refreshing, very personable, and you just want to play for him.
Yeah, I feel like because Tom's has been with us since 18 as the bench coach, so we all kind of knew what his personality was. Super chill, obviously. I mean, and nothing really rattled him. So I think once Joe left and Thomas became the manager, he was the same guy, and we all knew that. And guys could play loose, and I feel like it's good for the young guys too when they come up because game's hard
Yeah.
anyway. And then you're going into a playoff run. Those young guys need to feel comfortable. They need to feel loose,
Right.
so they can help us. They can't feel timid because once you feel timid and you don't you don't want to mess up and you play not to mess up, that's when things go wrong. So Tom's really made things chill, um, and let guys be comfortable, be who they are.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a long season, right? I mean, you can't just be wrapped up and intense and uptight literally all year. You're going to drive yourself crazy, and then the people around you are just going to get worn out.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt.
And he probably stays out of the clubhouse. That was one thing I couldn't. Joe, get out of the clubhouse. Stop walking through this damn thing. This shit pissed me off.
That's a good point, actually. I never saw Madden walk through the clubhouse literally ever.
Oh, really?
Ever. Never saw Joe Madden ever in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
Except if he was drinking wine after a win, maybe. But I feel like, well, my locker is right next to the entrance of closer to his office of Joe. So he was or Joe Girardi. So he was always like that quick little guy march that he had. It was just like, God, man, this guy's freaking me out. He keeps marching back and forth like 6 times a
Yeah,
day.
you had it. You were next to him all the time. I was on the complete other side of you at the clubhouse, so I didn't really see him as much.
Oh, dude, stressed me out. Anyways, so you guys are the hottest team right now, I feel like. What's the vibe like? Because I was watching an interview with Bryce. He said, everyone's just bought in. Everyone's bought into what can you do for us today? It's not what have you done before, in the past, who you are, where you came from. It just seems like you guys, it's taken a couple years to get the right vibe. I mean, 22, you guys were hot. 23, you guys were really good. It just came up short again. But it just seems like you guys know how to win now. It's like, now we know what we have to do. This is and you guys, obviously, in the starting pitching has been healthy, knock on wood. For the most part, I think that's your biggest key, correct?
No doubt. I think 22, we got those additions, Schwarber and them coming in, and they've been to a World Series, won a World Series, but a lot of guys hadn't even been in the playoffs. You had me, JT, Gene Segura, 10 years, never even been in the playoffs. Wheeler. So we didn't really know what that feeling was. So once we got that feeling and then got back in there in 23, I think helped us this year. So in 22, we squeaked in and then got hot, and then
Right.
ended up getting hot too, but came up short last year. So I think you don't really know. We're not like when we're winning so much right now. We're not loving every minute of it. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Like we just kind of
Yeah,
flush it because we know what the playoffs can bring. You got to get hot in the playoffs, and because you never know. I mean, we didn't have the greatest year in 22, but got hot in the playoffs. I mean, that's all that mattered. So I think that's kind of our mindset right now. I mean, we win. We enjoy it. We flush it. We get back to the next game. We try to win a series. So we've been fortunate enough to win a lot of series so far, and sweep a good bit. But as you guys know, it's a long season. We can't really get too high on being in first place and all that because you got the Braves still. I mean, Braves are still the Braves.
Yep.
yeah, they're still gonna come.
They're still going to come. They're not letting up anytime soon, or they're not going to let up. So, but no, man, it's been fun, and the vibe's been really good. The guys are all bought in, like Bryce said, and which makes the chemistry better. So I think that's
Right.
why we've been doing what we've been doing this year in the past couple of years because everybody is bought in and we like each other. There's no selfish guys on the team, and that's what makes a good squad.
For sure.
Yeah, you got some good pieces. I mean, Schwarber, he's one of the best.
He's one of the best.
What a teammate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when he's hot, dude, he sets the tone for that lineup. Like it's
No
just
doubt.
terrifying.
No doubt.
as a pitcher.
As a leadoff hitter too.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Well, now you got Trey back. Like last night, it was Schwarber on, Trey double. Now Bryce is just getting hot. So it's like, it almost seems like in Philly, when the weather gets warm there, you're holding on for dear life as a pitcher, especially in that stadium.
Ball flies, huh?
Oh,
Oh
that
my
stadium.
God. But now you got
Ball
this
flies.
crazy lineup, and Bohm, who now that he's like finally playing to his potential, he stretches that lineup so much.
It's a tough lineup, man, to face. I mean, you got guys that obviously can hit for average, can bomb, but you got guys who are not afraid to take walks either. You know, they work at
Yeah.
bats. You know, I think we had like 4 straight games. We were facing top pitchers early on on their team, and they were out in the fourth inning, fifth inning. They were throwing 80, 85 to 100 pitches in those innings, which is like those are grinding at bats.
Yep.
You know, they're fouling
Schwarber's
balls
eye
off.
is so good. Schwarber will work a
Oh
walk.
yeah, short blazed off balls like half an
Yeah.
inch off the plate. You know, his eye's good. So I mean, that's what makes the lineup so tough. You got guys like him who can clip you at any time and lay off really good pitches.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think hitters realize how like demoralizing that is as a pitcher. When you just miss, they didn't chase it. They're making you bring it back in the zone, and it's like let's say a guy like Schwarber, you have to bring it back in the zone on him. Like oof. Like we would always try to tell Javi that, you know, like dude, if you could only just control the zone a little bit more by us.
Baez,
And it worked for a little bit. Like he figured it out in 18. It's almost his MVP. But it's like that's just demoralizing for a pitcher. You got to bring a ball back in the zone on a power hitter. Like I don't know.
Tough. It's tough. I've seen Schwarber clip some balls that's like in his eyes too.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I hate when he like does that like really good take and he just stares at you like I'm not swinging at that. You have to bring it in. You're just like, oh my gosh, like what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, he might have my favorite home run swing, man. He just ball jumps off that bat.
Yeah, he does. He's
He
got a good
stays in that
pin pad now,
crouch.
too.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So we get a lot of younger viewers, and you're like a mark of consistency throughout your career. Can you just take us through your process day to day? What makes you so consistent?
I just try to stay healthy, man. Honestly, gone through a lot of ups and downs, a lot of downs. But I, you know, told myself I could stay healthy. Anything can happen. Like I want to go through a whole year. I want to make 32, 33, 34 starts. Anything can happen in those 30 some starts. No matter how bad your season's going, if you stay healthy, you always got a chance. Because if I'm not, then I got to get back to normal. So after 2016, when I got hurt, and then I got hurt at the very beginning of 2017, I started taking care of my body a little bit better, and it's worked so far. So I just try to be consistent with that, and try to just the little things like stay hydrated as best as possible, because the last thing I want to worry about going into a game is like cramping up or something, having to get taken out of game for something small like that. If I'm going to get taken out of a game, it's because I'm not having a good one or getting shelled or something like that. I don't want it to be something small. So
Yeah,
I've just tried to really be consistent with that and make that a priority.
that's great.
One thing I did notice when I was there is one, like I watched, like I always pay attention. Just a lot of guys' routines that have been around a while. You seem like you had a routine throughout the day. You're constantly preparing for that outing coming for 3-4 days later. One, you wear the good shoes. You don't train in bad shoes, which is smart.
No doubt,
I noticed that stuff. But when did you, like you said, after 16, did you have to go talk to someone to realize get a new routine, or did you just feel like something you just started picking up on your own, or by watching other players?
Well, 16, so in 15 I had like a little tricep strain, but I could throw through it. And then 16, I think it was like in end of July, I was pitching against Atlanta. I felt a pop, and I thought it was my tricep. I'm like, oh, I'm good. I threw through this last year. Then I went down in the tunnel and I felt it. That's not my tricep. That's like the inside of my elbow. So I kept throwing through it. I threw a few more innings, and then ended up tearing my UCL partially. So I got a PRP then. I took a while off, took the off season off, and then in 17, I changed my delivery up a little bit. Like I lengthened my stride. My stride was super short, and I was like so down the slope
Downplaying.
like that. Yeah, down plane. I feel like it was a lot of stress on my elbow, so I
It was making
strengthened
you undershoot.
my stride a little bit, like on accident, just because I was throwing in rehab, and I just tried to throw super light, and the only way I could do that was like lengthen my stride. So I started throwing a little bit harder after that in 17, and then I think I threw 2 starts, and then my back started hurting, and I had like sciatica nerve and stuff like that. So
Because
I
you
missed
stretch
like
your
five.
stride.
Yeah, so I missed like 5 starts, and then you know, gratefully I hadn't missed one since. So, um,
That's insane. You haven't missed one start since?
no, the only start I missed was in 21. They put me on the COVID DL. Remember that
I
in
remember that. I
Boston?
had a start for
Boston.
you.
Wow.
You
You
gave me
did
my
start.
first big league
We were
start.
talking about that the other day. It's like, who started that game?
I was supposed to have it off because I just came off the IL. So they already pitched me 3 times that week, multiple innings, Steve. So don't give me crap about my multiple innings.
Oh,
I
yeah, but
remember.
your teammates. Hey, the
So
teammate heard about it for the rest of the week. I know it.
so Friday, they bring me in after I already pitched in Chicago 5 innings. They bring me in and he's like, "Can you go back out?" I'm like, "If I go out again, I need the rest of the weekend off." And Caleb was like, "Done." I'm like, "All right." So Saturday we have a party watching UFC, and I drink a ton, thinking because we're going in the All-Star break, I'm good. Like I got like a week
The
off.
day before the All Star break.
Yeah. And I was supposed to have the week off. So I come in that morning and I can barely see what's happening. And Joe calls me and I'm like, oh gosh. He's like, you said you wanted to start. You want to get a start today? I'm like, what? He's like, you want to start today? Nola's he's got COVID. And I'm like, well, I'll see if I could throw a ball. I don't even know if I could see. He goes, well, let me know. So I go out there, play catch. I'm like, all right, I'm good. 1, 2, 3, first inning. I'm thinking I'm done. He goes, we need you to go back out.
Oh my god.
First pitch homer by Bogarts, and then he takes me out. I'm like, you got to be shitting me. Like, that's so messed up.
Yeah,
But I
man,
got my
that was
first big league
crazy,
start
bro.
because of Nola. Appreciate that.
That was crazy.
That's awesome.
That was a lot. That was the only one I missed since then because Bomer ended up getting COVID. Well, they said he had COVID. He had 0 symptoms, and then they
Right, I
put
remember
me
that.
on the list because I was in close contact on the plane with him 3 days
That's right.
prior. Like, you've got to be
Wow.
kidding me, man.
I
This is
remember that.
crazy.
We
That
won
was
the
Did you
crazy.
game.
end up, did you even get
We
it?
won the game. Ranger didn't he close out. Rangers
Yeah.
throwing like 97. He closed out like 3 innings or something.
And Sanchi, the kid you guys just extended, came in after me
Sanchi.
and went like 3 or 4.
Yeah, man. What a game.
Wow. Hey, Rangers having quite the season. What differences have you seen in him? Is it like a preparation thing, or is he just kind of evolved? He's just figured it out.
He's evolved. He pounds his zone, man. He
Yeah.
I think he got in some trouble getting behind in counts last year and walking some guys, but this year he's got, his 4 seam, 2 seam cutter, slow changeup, slow curveball, all throws for strikes, and they're all strikeout pitches too. So once he gets ahead of you, he's got a lot of options, a lot of weapons. So and he feels his position, better than anybody in the league, in my opinion. So he's good,
Yeah.
man.
Well, he repeats his mechanics so well. Everything's coming out of the same tunnel. Like
So well.
it's very simple.
And it's funky
Yep.
because he starts off kind of fast, like
Yeah.
he's quick, and then it's same arm slot on every single pitch. So he's legit. It's been fun to
He's got
watch.
the perfect mentality, especially for a city of Philly, which is when everything's going crazy. And this guy is just, you think Nola's calm. This guy is
He's the calmest.
the
Really?
calmest.
He's the
Yeah, he's
calmest.
so calm.
And nothing's
That's cool.
good as him, man.
And the thing is, in 2021, he didn't even make the team out of spring trading.
It's crazy. You just let him go, man. Let him pitch. Just let him
That's
do his
crazy.
thing, and that's what they've done this year. And
We had a few
he's been
questions
great.
for
lights
you
out.
on Instagram. People had a few questions. Let me see what these questions were. One guy wanted to know, what's your favorite stadium to pitch in and what city has the best food?
besides Philly, let's see. Um,
I mean, it is true. It's tough to beat Philly. The clubhouse. Oh, that's sorry. Before you launch into that, it's a food related question. Did you guys have the same treatment with the Philly cheesesteaks on our side than you do in the home side?
no,
Because
I
it's
heard
like
I heard those
legend.
cheesesteaks are better.
Yeah,
Ah.
they do
Sorry,
have
go.
That's a legendary cheesesteak, supposedly. Guys get them over there though,
All
from
right.
the visiting clubhouse.
Sorry, that's fresh on my mind. Continue.
Was it favorite stadium? Probably. I like Wrigley, but I hadn't done that well in Wrigley, but I still love throwing there. And then
Yeah.
Boston,
Yeah.
they just railed me, but I still love it over there.
I did watch that outing. You must have been something
Yeah.
was weird going on that outing.
Oh, dude, bro, yeah, everything was high over the plate. Curveballs weren't curving.
I think it has something to
It
do
was
with
a
the
bad
mound
day.
there. I
What's
feel like
that?
it's so. I feel like that mound is so flat. Like you
It's
go to a place where Philly, where you have a good mound, you go to Boston. It's just like throwing a flat ground.
it's kind of flat. I mean, I threw 2 games over there. I think the last times were in 18 and 19. I did well, but
Mm-hmm.
I blame it
it was
on the
fine.
travel, the crazy travel you guys were just on,
The
and you
travel.
guys were just. I mean, even you guys could tell. I was like, man, it's just going to be tough to close out on the road, and you got to go to Fenway, and you guys are already exhausted from. We went to Baltimore after that, though. Maybe was that right?
Baltimore right after that. Yep.
That's a tough trip. And then let's see, what city has the best food? Well, my advice when you do go to Wrigley, if the wind's blowing out, just throw your sinkers because it's late
Yeah.
movement and they got no shot
When it's blown out.
when it's blowing out. I'm telling you, don't throw your curveball; it's gonna hold it up there. Just throw the sinkers and no shot.
Sinkers and change.
Yeah, I swear that's what Hendricks is at his best. Wind blowing out. The other day he went what? He go 5, 6 or 7, like one hit.
Yeah, we went deep. Mm-hmm.
Wind was blowing out. It's the best. Let's see. What is your 5-day workout routine look like?
5-day workout routine. So
That's a good question.
it's yesterday, so I got a day one today. I usually work out, do a lower body lift, and sometimes I'll bike. Sometimes I don't feel like biking sometimes, so I'll do a lower body lift and I'll toss a little bit. Sometimes I don't toss, just depending on how sore I
Yeah.
am. If I'm really sore, I'll toss a little bit just to kind of get the arm moving. Day 2, which is tomorrow, would be a bullpen day. I get carried
That's
away in bullpen. I get carried away in bullpen days and throw probably too much because we don't hit anymore.
Dude. Yeah, your hair is always like dripping serious sweat back
Yeah,
there.
I love throwing bullpens. That's like my favorite day. I'll do that, and then I'll run. I'll do a little bit of running, and then I'll do upper body lift, and then day 3 is off. I take completely off now. Like just recovery. Yeah, just recovery. I used to run more, and then do like a light leg workout, but I don't do that anymore. Like I just completely off, and then day 4 do a little sprint work, and then throw.
And then
That's a good
last
routine.
question, favorite piece of memorabilia?
Oof. Favorite piece of memorabilia? Probably I got a Drew Brees helmet at home.
Well,
Drew
that's
Brees
sick.
helmet. Signed, yeah.
Personalized?
No, not personalized.
Mm.
Still sick though.
It is
Still
sick.
sick.
Man. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one.
World Series cleats?
We got a Pujols jersey signed. Pujols and Molina jersey signed
Oh,
last
that's
year.
sick.
Those are pretty sweet.
The Pujols
I got a
right
few.
700 club?
No, he rode 6. I think it was like 698.
When he hit, let's see, what do I have? When he hit 600, I tried to get him the right 600 club, and he wouldn't do it. I
He
think
wouldn't do
maybe he
it.
played on
Yeah,
it. Yeah, probably because he played on Golden 7.
yeah. No, those are sweet jerseys, man. I got those. I'm still trying to collect a little bit more, which I should have done that earlier in my career. But
Yep. My advice.
Had
I
some
try to
backs and-
collect every guy I thought was going to be in the Hall of Fame. So I always had all of them signed jerseys.
Yeah,
Same here, guys. I appreciated like how they went about their game and stuff.
no doubt.
Yeah.
Damn, Steve, you
I
never
got-
asked me to sign anything.
Oh, there's a reason for that.
You were
So I
going
did
to ask,
have
were you
one.
going to ask Noah about COVID or something? Were you going to ask him something about that? What
No,
were we
there
talking
was
about?
one more question here. What was the locker room like when Kinsler left?
Electric. I'm just kidding. Man.
Hey, I wanted to
dude.
win so bad. I try to help Noah all the time with mechanics. I just wanted to win. I didn't care who I rubbed the wrong way. I just wanted to win.
Yep.
Oh, dude, I remember. I had some struggles that year, and I like literally had no idea what I was doing at sometimes. And we were in San Francisco. Remember that game?
Yeah.
We went and had a drink after that game or something. And dude, I
No,
was
New
like,
York, we went and had a drink after the
"Oh, it's
game.
New
In San
York."
Francisco, we had a drink all day on the day off.
Yeah, it was it was New York, and I was like, dude, I don't know what I'm doing. And then I go to San Fran, and I didn't know where. JT would call a fastball away to righty. I'd almost hit him. He'd call a fastball away to lefty. I almost hit the lefty. I'm like, dude, I don't know where the ball's going. Something's going on.
Might have been from the
Makes
day
sense.
before. I can't believe like we had a real true day. It was like my true last day off in the big leagues, and we had a real day off. Like we had a good day in San Francisco. But then he pitched the next day. I was like, oh my gosh, this guy's crazy. It didn't go great. Then I was like, well,
No,
there
I
goes
didn't pitch
that
the next day. I pitched that day game. It was like 2 days later.
No, you pitched the next day.
No.
The dude started the game. You think he'd remember? Maybe he
I
didn't.
remember.
Depending how good the off day was, I guess.
No, and we're in, but that one that he pitched against the Yankees, it didn't go so well, and I was like, man. I said, you want to go get a drink? He's like, yeah. And all we did was just look at video the whole time we're sitting at the restaurant.
This
Yeah,
guy,
man.
dude,
Man.
big video guy.
Dude, I'm a big video. I can help anybody but myself.
My first encounter, well, other than the rental, Kent, I don't know if I told you this before. First encounter with him, we're on the plane. He's sitting in front of me, and we haven't really talked yet. He just got on the team. He pulls up his phone above my seat. He goes, "Hey, what do you see here? Are my hands higher in this video or in this video?" Like, I'm like, "For real, dude?" Like, I'm
Well,
Steve,
I don't
by the
throw,
way.
Everyone throws underhand and simplifies it. It's not that easy.
We got it squared away.
Yeah, we did get it squared away.
Either when we're younger, man, to fix it quick.
Oh yeah.
When we're
Wait,
younger,
are you
about
coming up on
10
10 years?
What's that?
Nola, are you coming up on 10 years?
I'll have my 9th this year. So yeah, I'll get 10 next year.
Next year,
Dang,
yeah, I saw
that
that.
went by fast.
Fast, man. Wow.
That's crazy.
Fast. We had
You get
How
your-
old are you gonna be?
You get
I just turned 31.
Jeez, you and Bryce just getting 10 years at early 30s.
Bryce has like 17 years. He's only 31.
That's true. You got
How
your
is
card
he
in the
these
mail
days?
already?
Wait, what'd you say,
What's
Steve?
that?
You got your card in the mail then? The GC? I don't know if we can say that.
Gold
Yeah.
card, yeah.
Sacred.
Yeah, last year.
Never used it, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I used mine. Last year, I used mine for the first time. We were in Kansas City for a BMX game or a BMX
No
race.
way.
So me and Knox
Wait.
strolled over to the Royals game.
Oh. And they gave you
Put
good
the card-
seats?
Yeah. Treated me like gold. I thought I was like a huge celebrity.
What? I'm gonna use that Fenway.
Yeah, you can. I'm using it to go to. Well, I was gonna use it to go to Wrigley because we're racing in Chicago in a couple weeks. But I hit up the VJ. I was like, I just want to use my gold card, but I'm gonna need 5 tickets. He goes, I'll just give you 5, so I don't have to use
Of
the
course,
gold
yeah.
card.
Yeah. Hey, when do you guys come to Miami? Or have you already?
We have once. I think we come at the end of the season.
Kents, fly down for that. Let's go.
Can we only if we could do interviews on the field?
That's not gonna happen.
100% you could in Miami.
Oh, Miami, yeah, we'll be the only ones at the game, no doubt.
Hey man,
Yeah, I
they
think they-
turned down my
September.
option. They don't want it. They don't even want me there. They turned down my option after we went to the playoffs.
Yeah, that was dumb.
Anyways, all right, Aaron. Well, thank you for spending your time with us. We really appreciate it.
All right, fellas. I appreciate it, man.
Good stuff, man.
Good to be on the y'all's what do you call it? The Kinsler.
Salt
it
and pepper. Call the
it was
pen.
gonna be salt and pepper, but now we just did call to the pen.
What do you call it?
Call to the
Kinsler
pen.
Studio. Thanks for letting me be on Kinsler Studio.
Hey, do you run your own Instagram? Because when we post it, we need to repost it. Can you do that?
Dude, I hadn't been on Instagram in like 4 years. I don't run
Oh,
it.
so you don't run your own Instagram?
No. No, I don't look at that
Hey.
stuff anymore.
You got to be so
Good for you,
important.
attaboy.
Someone else runs it.
Yeah, someone
No,
else.
it's good for you.
runs
It's too much, especially playing in Philly.
Yeah.
There's no way I'd be
You
able
don't
to
need
be on
that.
social media.
it. Dude, once I stopped looking at social media, it's just so much better.
Oh, so much better. Good for you. All right,
Yeah.
man. Thanks for your time. Keep
Good,
getting
guys.
after
All right,
it.
man,
It's fun to
appreciate
watch.
it.
See you guys.
Stay healthy
Thank you,
the rest of the year. Good luck.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it. We'll
Later.
talk to y'all later.
That's
See ya.
it.